video. If you're on to part 2, this is the second one. Started right where I left off. Obviously, I'm still playing. Close combat, I have to upgrade something. So it's either ranged, which I think my guns were a little weak. I like that one. Oh yeah, dual wield, unstoppable pig. You can now perform your special attack once you have the correct weapon type equipped. Once you unlocked more attacks, you'll be able to combine them to reach the Super Woofu state. Woohoo! Love it. I hope I have dual wield. I did see something that I needed to upgrade before I got dual wield, but it seems like I was able to put 2 weapons in my hands, so I should be on dual wield. It's got some pretty damn cool moves. I've been using this one a lot. I don't know if you noticed, but this one as well. Woofu and perks. Once you have more upgrade points, remember to spend them on perks and special attacks in the Woofu and perk menus. Woofu. Perks. Wish I could have used my upgrade point for one of these. I would have used it for Kai Energize. Alright, so here's my Aurora. Aurora score reflects the inner balance, the 2 halves that complete a wholeness that flows through all things and change as you make choices in dialogue and interact with captives and civilians throughout the game, meaning you'll gradually become stronger in your conviction. Aurora and Psi powers. These choices and interactions can award you with PSI points, Psi points, that you can use to unlock powers at psionic totems. Certain powers can be unlocked if your Aurora is dark, and some if it is light. Child Aurora. You'll have a separate score as a child, and the choices you make in those dialogues will affect how characters remember you as a child. I have a feeling it's going to be a real cool storyline and come back to when you were a child and have like a prequel type video. Here's your system. Might as well save the game while I'm here. Obviously, load game. Photo mode. I don't like having it on because I accidentally hit it a lot. So let me show you, for instance. Like I'll be fighting and then all of a sudden turn the photo mode on. Takes cool camera shots, but trust me, it gets old real quick. So we're going to turn that off and get back to the game now. Map. Hold on, gear is blinking. Oh, and my inventory. Alright, there we go. And the map is the last thing to check. Yeah, the world looks a little small when you're looking at the map, but I highly doubt that's the case. Of course, I'm used to Assassin's Creed type games. Actually, I'm in the middle of playing so the Ghost of Tsushima, huge map, and obviously Assassin's Creed maps are always huge. But no, it looks cool. Let's get back to the game. There's gotta be secrets somewhere. I'm just surprised like they didn't show any hidden or secret area yet, unless I missed it.
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy.
I thought we found our first hidden area, but I guess not.
It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
Sorry, guys. Sticks. Experimental in me. Alright, let me get a little run through, pick it up so you guys don't get bored, alright?
Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Sharp steel. Super effective. Now that's a flesh wound. Low tech, but it works.
Alright, I'm all excited. First secret. I gotta figure out how to get it. Of course, you may need like a superpower or oh, maybe not. No jumping when going up chains. First secret. Got him, coach. Thought you could jump up those mushrooms, but I guess not. You can jump off the wall, though. That I figured out jumping back. And I guess you can stand on the mushrooms a little bit. Or jump off of them at least.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom.
You found a puzzle. These are scattered around the world. Some open new paths, while others feature different rewards. To switch which node is selected, use your L control. To rotate node, use L1 and R1. This is the number of rotations you have left. The higher your intellect, the more moves you have. Each node has a certain position it must be rotated into to complete the puzzle. Running out of moves before that may have consequences.
Just a few moves left. Make them count.
Wow, that took me long enough.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big Mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go.
I got this. Let's do it! Perfectly countering an enemy attack will stun them. A stunned enemy has stars circling above their head, and after hitting the enemy again, you can launch it up in the air by pressing L1. Good to know.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Hey, nice shot. Almost there. Slash. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
Weird. Video was backwards. Went in and out the door.
Farfarifko, Tuka kubu.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why.
Momombusu?
He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up.
Mauketo tolu ayadre.
He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed.
Luatulu maua.
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true.
Paikatawa?
The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad.
Oloi bobo paweg.
The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Oloi bobo paweg.
There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
The wata.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have.
Yuba dulu wawa.
It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land.
Iboda kilmok.
Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
By default, dialogues are set to advance from one NPC line to the next automatically. If you want to manually advance the dialogue, you can change this in the settings accessibility. Since I'm recording, I'm not going to change any of the dialogue. Just going to run through it.
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding. You've found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. That's not true. She's the reason there's still unity, and the only one strong enough to keep the 6 Wang Fu disciples disciplined. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He said the tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. Records tell of the ruinous devastation the Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land. The apocalypse sparked a re-evolution, the second coming, and our lineage. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Oh, wobble.
Better than nothing.
Trying to get rid of the star showing what I need to do on the map, but honestly, I have no idea. have to take that waypoint off. It's gonna bother me the whole gameplay.
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
There we go.
Not the easiest way to get up. Know that the tree of life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the world eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. It's a bridge. Just get over it. They've restroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tri-war began. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important. Out of Date. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do.
So I guess this is where I need to start making a decision. Your current and started quests are shown in the journal. See the top menu above. You can change which quests you track by opening the journal tab and selecting another quest.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?
Alright, I'm gonna end this video right here. This is Biomutant walkthrough part 2. You guys can follow me, JCQuick6969 on PlayStation. Or you can look at my YouTube videos, which is JCQuick69. Or you can just hit me up, brother, 'cause I'm waiting for you.